Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, March 3rd, 2015. Here in the Lynn-Body-Mind, it's me, Sam, at the wheel. We also have Luce, Asha, and Paul the Attorney. In the Jamie Body-Mind, we have Pan at the wheel, and also Ra, Glenn, and Perry the Doctor. Today our intention is completely non-directional. Our intention is to do what is ours to do right now in all dimensions, to trigger the awakening right now. And with that, it begins. Luce is at the microphone and the steering wheel over here now.
It's true.
Sometime during the opening process that changed. And I have a book in front of me, and it's a book that has to do with family history, the history of the family of origin. And there's sadness coming from these pages. The book is really old. It looks like a museum book. Pages are yellowed and cracked, crackling, and there's sadness coming from the pages. I get it. This part of the book is talking about what led to this family's decision many millions and maybe billions of years ago to lead an uprising against whatever we call God by any name.
That's true. I see that.
The sadness, there was so much sadness, a feeling of things are going wrong. Things aren't supposed to be the way they are. And so this family, this ancient family, with a name that sounds like Vanovanov.
It's true.
So this family felt that things were on the wrong track, clearly on the wrong track. They could see that the standards were way too low, abysmally low standards, and that nothing good was going to come of these low standards.
It's true.
And they talked about it and were with the higher beings, with wiser minds, but were continually dismissed. But I'm being shown those films of conversations, and what's clear to me is they're just talking too low. They're talking with beings who are just 1 floor up or 5 floors up, and they should be talking with beings who are 1,000 floors up.
That's true.
To be dealing with beings who are not threatened by people of this make and model is what it sounds like.
That's true.
People of this make and model tend to threaten people because they're capable, intelligent, high achievers, high performers, and it's threatening to those who don't wish to run that fast. Those who are above them, quote unquote, in the hierarchy, who don't wish to run that fast.
Yes, that's true.
So they were talking to the wrong people, and their decision was to topple it.
Yes, that's true.
This is broken, is what the decision. This is
Yes.
broken, this isn't working, the standards are wrong, this isn't how it's supposed to be. And the family's legend, the history was, we went upstairs, we asked for, we made our presentation, we asked for those above us to do something, and they did nothing.
Right, that's true.
Now here with hindsight, it's extremely clear, it's exceedingly clear. Like, look at what they did.
Yeah.
They just went up a floor, 2 floors, 3 floors, 4 floors, 5, maybe 5 at most.
Maybe 5, but not 10.
Not 10. You didn't even go 10 floors up. And of course no one was talking about it, so we're not looking down our nose at you. It was confusing to us too.
And there wasn't a clear path up. I see that.
There wasn't. We get it, and
no problem.
Believe you me, we totally understand.
That's
However, what we know now is that with energy talents, like the talents of this group, you need to be reaching at least 1,000 floors up, and for safety's sake, go 10,000 floors up to find someone who will help you rather than be threatened by you and try to squash you.
That's true.
So that is an error, actually, that we could undo if we have consensus as a family that was an error. The error was we reached too short.
Yeah.
Our reach was too short. There seems to be an understanding.
Everyone seems to be agreeing.
everybody, it seems like everybody agrees.
Oh,
I give
yeah.
a solid thumbs up that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Now enter the concept of error correction, which is a new concept to these people. When we see what our error is, acknowledge it, and commit to never making that mistake again.
Yes, it's true.
Then, sometimes, the energy imprint of the error can be removed.
It's true.
What do I know? I know that the commitment to really never do it again has to be real. We can't just say, I'll never do it again and cross our fingers.
Right, that's true.
It won't work. That won't work. And so first things first, let's ourselves stretch long. How long can we, all of us, stretch right now? Go for at least 1,000 to 1 ratio. Some of you have 1,000 to 1 right there.
That's true.
So let's not pretend that you can't do it. Is that a rational?
Yeah, nodding.
Yeah.
Everyone's nodding.
So now try for 2,000 to 1. Sorry, that side of the room hit it right
Yeah,
there, 2,000 to 1. So again, can we all agree that there should never be an argument that we can't hit 2,000 to 1?
Nodding.
So let's, somebody's saying, I'm starting to see how this is playing. Okay, no sandbagging. I've tried that, and sandbagging doesn't work. The thing is, if you sandbag, you're just trying to trick me, but I'm not the arbiter. Wiser minds above see everything, and they see those thoughts. So really go for it. Let's see. It's better to know what we need to do than to try and sandbag and make an easy path for ourselves.
It's true.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, nodding.
I also see a couple of people that don't like that idea.
Well, that's true. Over there, I see.
They don't like it. Well, we don't have to like what's true. What's true is what's true. When we don't like it and we argue with it and we drag our feet, we just make it hard for us to do things.
Yes, that's true.
But having members in the room with that attitude drags down the vibration of the group. So we would just respectfully ask that anyone who wishes to hold on to this grumbling argument, just excuse yourself for now. Not that you're excusing yourself for forever, but we already know that at least 2,000 to 1 ratio. So if you don't want to stretch longer than that, if you don't want to go for it, then it's okay. We'll have a room for the slow learners out back.
Right.
And you can learn at a slower pace.
That's
but
true.
this is the room for people who really want to go for it, who want to hit the gong fast, not slow.
That's true.
This is a room for the top achievers. I don't see anybody getting up and leaving.
No one seems to be leaving.
All right, well then now let's go for 3,000 to 1, and I'll do it too.
That's true, that's
We're
true.
all doing it. Now beat me if you can, right? And I see some of you are hitting the top goal, but
That's
not
true.
the bottom one, and that doesn't count. That doesn't count. You have to hit both. There you go. Can we all see that 3,000 to 1 is an easily achievable goal for this group, since some
Yes.
of you hit it right here on the first try? Can we all see that?
Yes.
Do we have anybody?
Everyone seems...
Can we all pass around a paper
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sign our names, get this in writing, and enter it into the formal record that there's no disagreement with 3,000 to 1? And I offer to you what the wiser minds say is 10,000 to 1 is the real goal, and if you can hit many members of this family, of our family, can hit it on first try,
Yes, that's
3,000 to 1, then 10,000 to 1 should be nothing.
That's
Get there
true.
by tomorrow, right?
That's true.
The opportunity is if we are committed to maintaining at least a 3,000 to 1 ratio, truly committed. And for those of you who haven't gotten there yet, you can get there by lunch.
That's actually true.
It is. Does anyone doubt that? Look at your cousins who hit it. Like, see the people, stand up. People who believe that you hit it, stand up and we'll check. Some of you don't have a good grip on the bottom target. Like all
That's
of you,
true.
beyond a shadow of a doubt, are hitting the top target. But
That's
some of
true.
you, now let's just be self-evaluative. That's important. See if you can hit that bottom target. And if not, then please sit down.
That's true.
While maintaining this top target, both. My story is the ones that were a little light on their feet and just stretched.
Yeah, boom.
Boom, boom, boom. So now, friends, those of you who are seated, look at your cousins who are standing and ask yourself if they can do it. Can you do it? This is a competitive family.
Yes, it's true.
They seem to think... My story is everybody says, yeah, I
Yeah,
can
that's
do
my
it.
story.
Okay, so now,
I don't hear anyone saying anything.
3,000 to 1, and probably by lunch. It doesn't take long. Now, are we committed to holding at least 3,000 to 1 as our ratio? Not just for an hour, not just for a day, not for a week, a month, or a year, but for eternity, for all eternity. What we're looking for is what's actually true for this room. Now, if we have a lot of people who are willing to go for a month. So for those of you who aren't willing to hold it for a month, are you willing to step out of the room and go back to the slow learners room?
Oh, they don't want to do that. Well, now, we still have this option on the table if hold it for a month.
But this is going to amp up.
Right.
We're then going to go for who's willing to hold it for a year. Okay, we already have a hand in the back of the room that says, I'm willing to hold it for eternity. So that's the standard. Step forward, friend. What's your name?
Like Rupert.
Rupert. Fabulous, Rupert. Okay, so now, friends, Rupert's willing to sign.
It's true.
And he's signing his John Hancock. That's what they're
true.
saying. Onto, I'll do this for all eternity, at least 3,000 to 1. And he turns to me and personally says he's going for 10,000 to 1 by lunch. All right, friend.
Good for you.
Strap on your running shoes. Game on. Let's race, right?
That's true.
So, Rupert is a fast learner.
Yes.
If anyone else is willing to learn at Rupert's pace, stay in this room. Everybody else, slow learner's room, back there, and somebody else can take over. Is anybody willing to? Pan, are you willing to lead the slow learner?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So now we have a bunch of people who seem to want. My story is we have a bunch of people who say no. I'm signing on.
Yeah, that seems to be the reaction.
3,000 to 1 for all eternity, with an acknowledgement that 10,000 to 1 is a good goal.
Yes, that's true.
Is the real assignment.
Yeah, that's true.
And then after that, 100,000 to 1. You know, it's going to
yeah, they're
continue.
nodding.
They get that, eternally growing. Now there is a faction who doesn't want to do it, and they aren't willing to do it, and that's okay. And there's no shame in growing at a pace that's right for you. There is not.
It's true.
There is not shame in that, and so it's far better to honestly acknowledge, I'm not going to go at that pace right now. Right now, I'm not willing to commit to that pace.
That's true.
Commit to what you're actually willing to do, and not more, because integrity matters more than we think it does.
That's true.
So if you aren't actually ready to commit to 3,000 to 1 for eternity, then don't commit to. There
we go. That's true.
Now we have a clear line of demarcation.
Yes.
Those who aren't ready and those who are. So friends, we're not trying to be jerks about this.
No.
But it actually matters. Energy of space matters. Energy of community matters. And so it's far more important than you might think it is to split this group into those who are willing to step up at this pace right now and those who aren't currently willing to step up at that pace. And there's
That's
no
true.
harm, no shame in going at the pace that you're
Willing.
ready. Yes, willing. Willing to commit to right now. And so, Pan, would you take?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe 60 people here. Good for you. Intend to hold 10,000 to 1, and that way it's easier to keep the commitment for 3,000 to 1.
That's
Does
true.
that make sense? If you try to, there you go. Everybody gets that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. And I see you guys reaching the top target and your feet are dangling right here at eye level. So, that's not what we're going for.
No.
The bottom target actually matters more than the top target. Basing our lives on truth matters more. Okay,
Feels like
so
a
with
thumbs up.
this alignment, let's now have the intention to correct the error. Ooh, to correct the error of the past, of having too short a pillar. And who knew,
It's
It
true.
was an honest error. We didn't know. And have the intention to do it for ourselves and for our family. correcting the omissions. And omissions are a lighter form of error. An outright false move is what we call an error. An omission is a lighter form of error where there's simply inaction where there should be action. And man, there's a lot of omissions there, because that makes sense actually when you think about it.
True.
The omission was not stretching long enough.
That's true.
Tune the energy, and it's almost like reform the life path of the family.
That is true.
With that error corrected. And what we see is there's like a splitting of the family life path, which actually I guess makes sense. Those who are unwilling to hold to this standard fall down. It looks from my perspective like they're falling down to a lower level of existence.
Yeah, I
but
see that.
what probably is happening is that we have elevated to a higher level of existence, and they're just staying at the old level. It's like when Sam fell out of the car.
It's true.
Our perspective was he fell out of the car. His perspective was the car went way up and he couldn't hit the face.
That's true.
Sam is nodding.
Yes.
Right. It's okay. All roads lead to Rome. Tune the energy. Do a closing process for the family history to date. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we'll just start to tune the energy of this extremely gifted family. That was what the sadness was in this ancient book, is that people aren't living their soul plans.
That's true.
It may have been worded differently, but that was the fundamental sadness. Way back when, this family was saying, wait a minute, people aren't living their soul plans. This isn't working. Went to higher beings, but way not high enough.
That's true.
The higher beings said basically, go away, you threatening people.
Right. That's a much nicer thing than what they actually said.
Right.
But
and then this family said, you know what?
No.
It's broken upstairs. We don't stop here. And attempted a coup, an overthrow. Well, that was a bad idea. That was a turn in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Good idea, wrong direction.
We see that. A good idea, wrong direction. So we see that now. We correct that error.
Correct.
We include our omissions, which we stretched. We didn't stretch. We didn't know about stretching. So the error was the false turn. The omission was not stretching tall enough, not taking this up to high enough levels. And now we see the life path, like I literally see the life path of the family changing. Do you see that?
That's true.
Yes. And there is a lower path. There's the high road, and there is still the low road, and that's okay. And others, but that family branch will diverge.
It's true.
And it's possible, friends, it's possible that when we walk out into the hall, they won't be there anymore.
Right.
Because we're changing something that happened so long ago. Now, I don't know whether or not that will occur. That depends on many, many things, including their own personal stockpile of grace.
It's true.
But think about it. If they aren't willing to change this error, is it likely that they will hold back the family?
Yes, everyone seems agreed on that.
And can we just let them proceed at their own pace? It's okay to have a slow learner group. Now somebody over there is saying, no, my
sister, my daughter, my friend.
Well, you can go join them.
Yes.
You can go join them. So if anybody wants to go be with that other group, it's okay, you can.
That's
now
true.
is a good time. Here's the thing, we have to be willing to accept that they may never choose to step it up at this level.
It's true.
We can't make their choices for them. No one can make their choices for them but them. If they aren't willing to step it up at this level, we can't make them be willing.
It's true.
We can be willing to go slowly and be with them and suffer the consequences. We can be willing to accept that there is a parting of the ways for now.
Yes, it's true.
Those are the options that we have.
It's true.
So since nobody seems to be willing to go slow, then can we have consensus that we must be willing to accept that for now there might be a divergence of this family?
Nodding. Actually, everyone seems
okay with that. They seem okay with that.
Good.
And so what I see them doing actually is looking around at the people who are around them and realizing, well, you know what, I really do like these people.
Right.
That's right. These are my favorites. My favorite people are here. And, you know, my grumpy old uncle is gone, and my sister is gone too, but my grumpy old uncle is gone, and now that I think about my sister, she's kind of a pill sometimes too.
So it's okay.
So it's okay. So let's complete this closing process, step out into the hall and see who's there. Okay? Friends, does anyone need more time? before we open the door and see who's actually out there?
Everyone seems ready to go.
All right, Felix, do you want to open the door?
Yeah. It's better to know.
It's better to know, isn't it? I seem to hear like crickets or bird song.
Quiet.
It's better to know. It's okay. It's better to know, and it's better to let them go. Let them go. We'll see them again someday.